again. My name's Gabe Zolna. This is the 22nd of February 2018. Just read a rather interesting article. I'm going to attach the link. It also has a number of embedded videos you want to take a look at. It's put up by DC Whispers, a peek behind the political curtain. This was posted on February the 20th, 2018. Weird. Florida school shooting victim has been media darling before. Watch him being scripted on what to say and how to say it. You can't make this shit up. A big high 10 to Common Sense Media for breaking this down. Something sure seems off about a handful of quote-unquote survivors who are garnering 99% of the media attention immediately following the shooting tragedy in Florida. They are quite eager to get in front of the camera, often appear to be reading from a teleprompter, and, in at least one other case, have a history of news media attention already. The above is student David Hogg, with 2 G's, son of retired FBI agent. Since the shooting, Hogg has been front and center, calling for gun bans and calling President Trump disgusting for not immediately supporting said ban. Here is Mr. Hogg's literally practicing his script during one of his many post-shooting interviews. This is pretty high on the creepy scale, and there's absolutely no post-shooting trauma. No sadness, grief, or loss on display here. It reeks of an actor working on his lines. Embedded video. Now Mr. Hogg also has gone on a pro-FBI rant multiple times, calling out President Trump for questioning why the FBI ignored so many warnings that would have prevented the shooting from taking place. Anger toward the FBI would seem reasonable coming from a shooting survivor, yet Mr. Hogg only has anger for the POTUS. This gets even weirder when we find out Hogg has decidedly anti-law enforcement bent, as a news story that took place shortly before the school shooting appears to show, where Hogg is outraged that a lifeguard didn't appreciate having a kid tell him to F off. Again, looking at this with hindsight, it almost feels like an audition, doesn't it? Especially when you consider it's a non-story that was oddly made into a story that reportedly went viral. Don't forget, this took place shortly before the Florida shooting and on the opposite side of the country. Another embedded video. And here is Mr. Hogg going full-on CNN anti-Trump made with many a sideways glance towards someone standing off camera. And note, too, how the girl standing with him declares the FBI were among the quote-unquote first responders who arrived soon after the shooting and were helping students, quote, to get to safety, end quote. Really? The FBI typically are not ever the first responders. The closest FBI satellite office to Parkland School, where the shooting took place, is nearly an hour away. Either the girl is lying, here to try and fit the narrative, or there were, for some reason, FBI operatives in the area prior to the shooting. Weird and weirder. And now the media has generated a march for gun control that is very heavy with "it's for the children," with plenty of anti-Trump rhetoric to push it along. You want to read the article? I just gave you all what was written, but you want to take a look at all of those embedded videos? Can you imagine yourself as a young student seeing this kind of event occur? Wouldn't you be somewhat rattled? I know I sure as hell would. Yet none of these survivors that are witnesses appear to be at all rattled. They're not stammering, they're not stuttering, they don't sound anxious, they don't sound depressed, they're not crying. Absolute bullshit. That's sort of what I think. You know what? I think they're doing it on purpose. You know why? Because they know what my viewers know. And what is it that my viewers know? There's no one to go to. Watch the videos. Let me know what you think. Thanks for listening. Post this back on YouTube and all of your other social media outlets. Please. Thanks again.